Hello everyone, and welcome to this review writing lesson. In this video, we're going to review what a paragraph is, and then review 3 paragraph types. We've already discussed descriptive, compare, contrast, and cause and effect paragraphs. Let's take a quick look at different parts of a paragraph. A paragraph is a group of related sentences that give information about one topic. Every paragraph contains 3 main parts: a topic sentence, supporting sentences, and a concluding sentence. Every good paragraph has a topic sentence. A topic sentence is the most important sentence in a paragraph. The topic sentence briefly shows what the paragraph is going to discuss. For this reason, the topic sentence is a helpful guide to both the writer and the reader. The writer can see what information to include and what not to include. The reader can see what the paragraph is going to be about and therefore be better prepared to understand it. Here are 3 important points to remember about a topic sentence. First, a topic sentence is a complete sentence. That is, it contains at least one subject and one verb. A topic sentence contains 2 parts, a topic and a controlling idea. It names the topic, and then it limits the topic to a specific area to be discussed in the space of a single paragraph. Communication with colleagues requires sensitivity and understanding. Like you can see in this sentence, communication with colleagues is the topic and requires sensitivity, and understanding is the controlling idea, which limits the main topic. And the last point is that a topic sentence is the most general statement in the paragraph because it only gives a topic and the controlling idea. It does not give any specific details. We talked about topic sentences. Now we are going to talk about supporting sentences. Supporting sentences explain or prove the topic sentence. One of the biggest problems in student writing is that student writers often fail to support their ideas adequately. You need to use specific details to be convincing. There are several kinds of specific supporting details, such as examples, facts and statistics, and quotations. When supporting your ideas, it is important to distinguish between facts and opinions. Opinions are subjective statements based on a person's beliefs or attitudes. Remember, opinions are not acceptable as support. It is certainly suitable to express opinions in academic writing. However, you may not use an opinion as support, and if you express an opinion, you must support it with facts. Facts are objective statements of truths. They are not based on a person's beliefs or feelings. For example, English is an easy language to learn is an opinion, but the sentence, "The earth is round," is a fact. Photographs of ultra-thin fashion models send the wrong message to girls and young women. This sentence expresses the writer's opinion about photographs of ultra-thin fashion models. Sometimes even facts need proof. You need to use specific supporting details such as examples, statistics, and quotations to prove that these statements are true facts. Look at this sentence. Fashion models are extremely thin. This is a fact, but it needs proof to be supported. The average model weighs 23% less than the average woman of the same height. Now, this could be a specific supporting detail to support the mentioned fact. Examples are perhaps the easiest kind of supporting details to use because you can often take examples from your own knowledge and experience. You don't always have to search the library or the internet for supporting material. Furthermore, examples make your writing lively and interesting, and your reader is more likely to remember your point if you support it with a memorable example. This last part of a paragraph is a concluding sentence. A concluding sentence serves two purposes. One, it signals the end of the paragraph, and two, it reminds the reader of the important ideas. You can do this by either summarizing the main point of the paragraph or by repeating a topic sentence in different words. A paragraph does not always need a concluding sentence. For example, not every paragraph in a multi-paragraph essay needs one. However, for single paragraphs, especially long ones, the concluding sentence is helpful to the reader because it's a reminder of the important points. Remember, never introduce a new idea in the concluding sentence. Now that we have reviewed the different parts of a paragraph, it is time to have a quick look at the writing process. Writing is a process, and like any other process, it consists of a series of steps. While the exact number of steps in the process may vary, we will take you through 4 of them. Step 1, pre-write to get ideas. Step 2, organize your ideas. Step 3, write the first draft. And step 4, edit and proofread the draft. Before you start writing, you need to pre-write to get ideas. One technique you can use for pre-writing is listing. Listing is a brainstorming technique in which you quickly make a list of any words or phrases that are related to your topic. Now, to learn more about this technique, watch our Writing Video Stage 1, Unit 4. So, make a list of everything that comes to your mind about this topic. Don't worry about spelling or grammar at this point. Try to stay on this topic. However, don't worry if you write something that is off topic. Step 2, after listing your ideas, you need to organize them. Look for related points or ideas in the list you brainstormed in step 1. If you find anything completely off topic or repeated, cross it out. Rewrite your list and group similar ideas together. This will help you narrow your topic into something that you can put into a single paragraph. Choose one main idea to focus on and choose related points as supporting points for your main idea. Now, let's look at this outline for a cause and effect paragraph. The topic is effects of bike sharing in Tehran. In this outline, we have 3 main points or effects, which are the increase in activity, the day-to-day enjoyment, and the socializing effects. For each main point or effect, we have come up with 2 supporting details. In the first point, we have claimed that bike sharing increases activity among people. The support is that biking is an excellent exercise and it improves people's health and well-being. The second effect is a more day-to-day enjoyment because of 2 reasons. 1, people spend more time outdoors, and 2, in addition, they get to enjoy the architecture, the art, and the parks. So, as you can see, to support this point, we have given a reason and some examples. And the final point is the socializing effect. To support how they can socialize, we have 2 ideas of socializing: helping other writers and greeting and chatting. So, as you can see in this outline, we have some main points and then the supporting details, which are facts, reasons, and examples. Step 3, write the first draft. The next step after organizing your ideas is to follow your plan and write a first draft. As you write, it's important to focus on making your ideas clear with convincing supporting sentences. To support your main idea, you need to use examples, facts, and statistics that you have come up with in the outline, and start putting these ideas together in sentences. Make sure to use cohesive devices to link your ideas. And step number 4, edit and proofread the draft. In the last step, you should proofread to check for possible mistakes in grammar, punctuation, spelling, and sentence structure. So far, we have studied 3 types of paragraphs: descriptive, compare-contrast, and cause-effect paragraphs. Each type of paragraph differs in its purpose. As we review these 3 types of paragraphs, pay special attention to the characteristics and features of each. The paragraph types that we discussed so far could help you answer different IELTS writing questions. Remember, we might not have all these essay types in the IELTS exam, but the basic principles and the language and techniques you learn in each paragraph type will help you in a part of the exam. The first paragraph type we want to review in this video is descriptive paragraphs. A descriptive paragraph explains how someone or something looks or feels. To describe a place, you may answer some of these questions. Where is the place? How big is it? How warm or cold is the place? How does the place make you feel and why? What things can you see in this place? And what colors do you see? To describe how something looks, feels, tastes, sounds, or smells, you need to use adjectives. You can also use adjectives that describe how you feel about something. To describe the shape and size of a place, you can use adjectives. Again, like large, small, wide, narrow, round, and rectangular. To describe the atmosphere of a place, you could use cozy, comfortable, warm, cool, cold, and hot. To describe how you feel about a place, you could use adjectives like amazed, surprised, happy and nostalgic. And finally, some possible adjectives to describe the appearance of a place could be colorful, unforgettable, beautiful, and unattractive. We learned some adjectives to describe how things look and how you feel about a place, but this is not enough. In a well-written descriptive paragraph, we need to describe the organization of the place as well. Prepositions tell us how a space is organized. Here are some common and useful prepositions. Let's read them together. In front of, behind, on top of, at the bottom of, next to, above, below, underneath, to the right of, to the left of, in the middle of, around, and between. Learning how to write descriptive paragraphs could help you with the first task of the IELTS exam. You won't be asked to write a descriptive paragraph, but you need descriptive explanations. Descriptive explanations could be mainly used for describing maps. This part of the exam is designed to see how well you can describe things, which is the main purpose of descriptive paragraphs. Maps are used in IELTS because they require you to describe the physical layout of a location in addition to showing changes over time. If you want the full lesson on descriptive paragraphs, you can watch our writing video, Stage 2, Unit 1. The next type of paragraph that we will discuss in this part of the video is compare-contrast paragraphs. To compare is to examine how things are similar, while to contrast is to see how they differ. A compare-contrast paragraph, therefore, looks at the similarities of two or more objects and the differences. This essay type is common at university, where lecturers frequently test your understanding by asking you to compare and contrast two theories, two methods, two historical periods, or two characters in a novel. Now, a look at paragraph format or structure. There are two main ways to write paragraphs: a block structure or a point-by-point structure. For the block structure, all the information about one of the objects being compared or contrasted is given first, and all the information about the other object is listed afterwards. This means that if we have three main points for each object, we list points 1, 2, and 3 for object 1, and then points 1, 2, and 3 for object 2. For the point-by-point structure, each similarity or difference for one object is followed immediately by the similarity or difference for the other object. Both types of structures have their merits. The block structure is easier to write, while the point-by-point structure is generally clearer, as it ensures that the similarities or differences are more detailed. No matter what type of structure you choose for your paragraph, you need comparison signal words to organize your script. Compare and contrast structure words are transition signals which show the similarities or differences. Now let's review some comparison signal words. Please pause the video, look at the signal words that show similarities, and read the examples. Then try to use each of them in a sentence. In this type of paragraph, we also need to contrast, or we need to show how two things differ. Here are some of the signal words that serve this purpose. Pause the video again, read the contrast signal words and their examples, then try to make some sentences using them yourself. There are two paragraphs written with block organization and point-by-point organization. Now, please pause your video and read these paragraphs. Then play your video again when you're done. We have talked about how we can write this paragraph type, but I'm sure that this question has crossed your mind. Why do we need to learn it? Learning to write about similarities and differences also helps you in different parts of the IELTS writing. In writing task 1 of the IELTS exam, to write about a chart or table, you need to summarize and report key information, and you also need to be able to write about their similarities and differences. In writing task 2 of the IELTS exam, you would most probably need to make comparisons. sometimes the whole essay will compare and contrast, though at times the comparison or contrast may be only part of the essay. Look at this IELTS Task 2 question. Nowadays, many people choose to be self-employed rather than to work for a company or organization. Why might this be the case? And what could be the disadvantages of being self-employed? This IELTS topic is a two-part question, not a compare-contrast one. But the first question expects you to give reasons why people choose to be self-employed rather than work for an organization. To answer this question, you need to compare the different aspects of these two types of work and highlight the differences to support self-employment. Let's look at a sample paragraph as one possible answer to the first question and see how the comparison is made. People tend to do their own work because of two reasons. Firstly, they believe that while doing their own job, they have the chance to earn more as compared to working under any employer. Secondly, it is believed that they can enjoy the freedom of their job since they are their own boss and they do not have to actively report to anyone on their job. For example, according to a survey in Herald magazine, a person who owns a small store is found to be more satisfied and prosperous in comparison with the job holder. Therefore, it has become a desire to develop a business, whether it is small or large. As you can see, this paragraph follows a point-by-point organization. Self-employment and being an employee are compared in terms of income and freedom of the job. So you can see that in this two-part question, the first paragraph is a kind of comparison-contrast paragraph. Now that we have highlighted the importance of this type of paragraph, if you want the full lesson on compare-contrast paragraphs, watch the video Writing Stage 2, Unit 2. The last and the most important type of paragraph among the ones that we have reviewed so far is the cause and effect paragraph. Cause and effect is the relationship between two things when one thing makes something else happen. For example, if we eat too much food and do not exercise, we gain weight. Eating food without exercising is the cause. Weight gain is the effect. There may be multiple causes and multiple effects. Look here. Eat too much food is a cause. Do not exercise is another cause. Gain weight is an effect. Get depressed is another effect. So as you can see, you can have multiple causes and multiple effects in the same sentence. Looking for the reasons why things happen is a basic human drive. So understanding the cause and effect text structure is essential in learning the basic ways the world works. Now, before you start writing the paragraph, you should write an outline. Here's an example of an outline for the topic, How Sunny Weather Affects People. Take a look. There are three main effects in this outline. Sunny weather can affect people's mood, their activities, and their clothes. Sunny weather can affect people's mood. Why? Because they're not trapped inside, and they can go outdoors, and it also increases melatonin production. So people will have a better mood and sense of well-being. The second effect is on the activities people do in this type of weather. They can go on picnics and play outdoor sports. And finally, it affects fashion. People use different outfits on sunny days. They wear light-colored clothes and lighter fabrics. Like other types of paragraphs, cause-effect paragraphs should have a topic sentence, supporting sentences, and a concluding sentence. A topic sentence of a cause-effect paragraph should state the topic and the controlling idea about the topic. The controlling idea should let readers know whether the focus of the paragraph is only on why something happened, the causes, or what happened as a result, the effects. When you gather information for a cause-effect paragraph, you first identify the main causes or effects related to your topic, and then organize your supporting ideas in one of the three ways: by category, by order of importance, and the order in which they happened, in time order. And in the concluding sentence, you may do one or more of the following: restate your controlling idea about the topic, summarize the main causes or effects, look to the future, and/or make a prediction. Give your opinion about the topic and make a recommendation. Let's write 4 concluding sentences for this topic. What paved the way for the success of the bike sharing project? This first model is to restate your controlling idea about the topic. If the topic sentence is, there are 3 important causes for the success of the project, the concluding sentence could be, in short, several key strategies caused the project to succeed. The second technique is to summarize the main causes or effects. To do this, we first look at the main points in our paragraph. Leaders planned carefully to avoid missteps. The government made bikes affordable for riders with the cooperation of a large advertising company. The project has been successful because of effective publicity. Now let's summarize the main points and write our concluding sentence. All in all, the project's success is the result of thorough planning, a commitment to affordability, and powerful marketing. We might also look to the future and/or make a prediction. For example, in conclusion, citizens hope that the project will result in fewer cars and less pollution in the future. But for now, they are enjoying the positive effects that the bike sharing program has already produced. And the last possible way is to give your opinion about the topic and make a recommendation. For example, in my opinion, other large cities should follow the example of this system so that its citizens can enjoy the same benefits. In this part of the video, we're going to review the useful language you need to write about causes and effects. Here are some verbs to discuss causes. The first verb is make. The verb make means to make something happen or make someone do something. Remember, it is a transitive verb. We don't say make somebody or something to do something. For example, we don't say, what makes young people to commit crime? Instead, we say, what makes young people commit crime? Here are some examples of how you can use the verb make in sentences. Plants need light and heat to make them grow. He was good at making people laugh. The government's economic policies made it unpopular with voters. Inventions such as the washing machine have made people's lives a lot easier. Now pause the video and write 4 sentences with make, and then continue the video. The next verb we can use in this context is cause, with the same meaning. It means to make something happen or make someone do something. But remember, cause is often used for bad things or situations. For example, high-fat diets can cause heart disease. Cause is often used in scientific and technical descriptions, and also when saying that something has a particular effect. For example, the heat causes the ink and powder to mix together, and an image is formed. Cause is more formal than make. Let's see some more examples of cause in sentences. Smoking causes cancer. The lack of rain is causing problems for farmers. The crisis caused oil prices to go up dramatically. At first, the news caused people to panic. Now it's your turn. Pause the video and write 4 sentences with cause. Then continue the video. Let's look at 3 other verbs: lead to, result in, and create. Lead to means to start a process that later makes something happen. For example, we can say the research could eventually lead to a cure for many serious illnesses. Overfishing has led to a collapse in the number of tuna in the Atlantic. Cutting spending budgets will inevitably lead to poorer quality public services. The verb result in, which is a phrasal verb, means to make something happen, especially something bad. For example, we can say many household fires result in death or serious injury. Low levels of vitamin D can result in a softening of the bones, and the trial resulted in Oscar Wilde being sent to prison for 2 years. And create means to make a condition, situation, problem, or feeling start to exist. Here are some examples with this verb. In the novel, McEwan creates an atmosphere of menace. Science and technology often create more problems than they solve, and the coach's job is to create the conditions for success. Now pause the video again and make 3 sentences with lead to, result in, and create. Then continue the video. Other than the verbs we have introduced so far, you can use the word responsible to talk about the cause of an event. To be responsible for something means to be the person or thing that makes something happen. Now let's see these examples. The Human Rights Panel concluded that the military was responsible for killings, torture, and other abuses. These particles are responsible for making new protein molecules. We might also want to say something is caused by another thing. For this purpose, we can say it is caused by something. For example, many illnesses are caused by stress. Almost half of accidents are caused by speeding or driving too fast. Here's another one. Be the result of or result from, which means to happen because of something else that happened. For example, he said the success of his company was the result of hard work by all the staff. Greenhouse gases are the direct result of pollution from cars and factories. Meningitis results from an inflammation around the brain. These conditions result from a combination of economic and social factors. Or you can say it arises from something. If a problem or a serious situation arises from something, it starts to happen because of it. Look at these examples with the verb arise from. A number of problems arose from the breakup of former Soviet Union. People are now much more aware of the dangers arising from asbestos dust. Now pause the video and make sentences using the phrases be caused by, result from, be the result of, and arise. Then continue the video. In this part, we will talk about some phrases that help us introduce one of the things that cause something to happen. We can say to play a part or to be a factor if something plays a part or is a factor. It is one of several things that causes something to happen. For example, no one knows exactly what causes the disease. Genetic factors are thought to play a part. The rioting in the capital played a major part in the collapse of the government. Public pressure against nuclear power was definitely a factor in their decision. And the parents' influence is a major factor in a child's progress at school. We can also use the verb contribute to. If something contributes to a situation, it is one of the things that cause that situation to happen or become worse, but it is not one of the main causes. Now listen to the following examples with this verb. Methane gas is known to contribute to the greenhouse effect. Television often gets blamed for contributing to the decline of family life. Passive smoking could contribute to the development of respiratory diseases among non-smokers. Another possible verb is influence. If something influences another thing, it has an effect on it, although it does not cause it directly. Take a look at these examples. Weber demonstrated that culture and religion influenced economic development. Genetic factors may influence how the central nervous system reacts to nicotine. Now, pause the video and try to make some sentences with the words you learned in this part, and then continue. In the last part of our useful vocab, we have three nouns that help us write about effects. Effect, impact, and influence. Effect is both a countable and uncountable noun, and it introduces a change caused by something. Look at these examples and pay attention to the adjectives, nouns, and prepositions used with this noun. She was one of the first scientists to study the effects of radiation on human body. At first, the treatment seemed to have no effect. Some people believe that television has a positive effect on our lives, while others think that it has a negative effect. Building hundreds of new homes is likely to have an adverse effect on the environment. And the food we eat has a significant effect upon our mental ability. Impact is also both countable and uncountable, and it means a powerful effect that something, especially something new, has on a situation or person. Look at these examples and pay attention to the adjectives, nouns, and prepositions used with this noun. In practice, the change in the law did not have much impact. His work has had an enormous impact on the study of genetics. The war had a devastating impact on the country's industries, and population growth will have a profound impact upon world demand for food. And our last noun in this part is influence. It shows the effect that something has on people's opinions or behavior, or on how something develops. For example, we can say in his book, McLuhan examines the influence of the media on our society. The English philosopher Thomas Hobbes had a considerable influence on Spinoza. For much of the 20th century, Berlin exerted a unique influence on the world. Now, pause the video again, make 3 sentences using influence, impact, and effect, and then continue watching the video. Connectors and transition words help show the relationship between a cause and an effect. Here are some of these common structures. Pause the video, take a look at these connectors, transition words, and the examples they are used in. Cause-effect paragraphs help you answer different question types in the IELTS exam. Cause-effect essays, problem-solution essays, and double question essays. Keep in mind that sometimes the whole essay is cause-effect, and sometimes, for some topics, only a part of the question asks about the causes or effects of a phenomenon. Let's take a look at these 3 IELTS questions. Many criminals commit further crimes as soon as they are released from prison. What do you think are the causes of this? What effects will this have on society? This question looks for causes and effects of criminals committing crime as soon as they are released from prison. So this is a cause and effect essay. The next question, doctors recommend that older people should exercise regularly. However, many of them do not exercise enough. What are the causes? What can be done to encourage them to exercise? This one is a problem-solution question. To answer the first part of the question, we need to write a paragraph stating the causes of this issue. And the third question, some parents buy their children whatever they ask for and allow their children to do whatever they want. Is this a good way to raise children? What consequences could this style of parenting have for children as they get older? This one is a 2-part question. In the second part of the question, you're asked to write about the consequences of this style of parenting, which means you must write its effects. As you have realized, the paragraph types discussed so far could help you write different IELTS writing topics.